Welcome to Thoroughbred Action at Gulfstream Park. I'm your host, Katie Stazak. It's Thursday and the countdown is on. We are just 3 days away from Sunshine Millions Day and the 44th Annual Eclipse Awards to be held right here at Gulfstream Park. But before we get there, there's a great 10 race card today. Let's get right to the track and weather conditions. The main track fast, the turf course firm. We start Thursday off with a $16,000 claimer. 4-year-olds and upward will be going 7 furlongs on the main track. One jockey change in here. Jonathan Gonzalez will be aboard the 1 Megalith.
They're off. And losing the rider there was Air Squadron. Air Squadron unseated the jockey right out of the gate. Dad's Laugh is going out to take the early lead. DeMarin is away running in second, and then it's At Large in third. Native Gold follows fourth. Political Justice is fifth on the outside. Now that Loose Horse running up inside the leaders as the field heads up the backstretch. Capital City is 4 lengths off the lead there, and it's a big gap. 5 lengths more back to El Gran Joyful at the back of the field with Megalith and Big Rocks. They went 22 and 3 for the opening quarter mile, and now the field races for the far turn where the Loose Horse Air Squadron is now racing in front of the field, and Dad's Laugh is the actual leader by a length and a half. And then comes At Large running in second. Native Gold moving up on the outside third. DeMarin is fourth in between horses. Political Justice next on the outside. Then it's Capital City followed by Megalith and El Gran Joyful, and they're coming toward the quarter pole. The half goes in 45 and 1, and it's Dad's Laugh. Dad's Laugh coming to the top of the stretch, in front by almost 2 lengths. Native Gold is running in second. Toward the inside comes At Large in third. Political Justice is fourth. As they come to the final furlong, it is Dad's Laugh with a 2-length lead here on At Large. Dad's Laugh and Javier Castellano have the lead as they come down to the line, and they're going to win it by 2.5. At Large second, Political Justice third, and then Native Gold in fourth.
And Dad's Laugh draws off to take the first race. Javier Castellano is your winning jockey for trainer Marcus Vitale and owners Mary Beth Rice and Gary Rice. Dad's Laugh paid $6 to win. Race 2 is a $12,500 maiden claimer. 3-year-olds will be sprinting 6 furlongs on the main track. Scratch the 9, also one jockey change. Martin Ramirez will be aboard the 7 Yakov.
They're off. And it's Carthagin who goes out to take the early lead. Returning Rock Yakov, and on the inside, Lavandero lined up right behind. Break of 2.5 lengths, and they're being followed by Me Patron. Burning Wild, who was off slowly, has moved through on the inside, now within 7 lengths of the lead. At the back are Melketh and Phil's Comprise. Past the half-mile pull and into the turn, and Carthagin has opened up here to a 4-length lead, running a 23 flat first quarter mile. Carthagin all alone as the field races for the far turn. Then it's Lavandero in second. Burning Wild is third, losing a bit of ground on the turn. Returning Rocks under a ride. He's 9 lengths off of Carthagin as they round the far turn. Then Yakov, who's in a tight spot and had to steady there. Meanwhile, Malekith is circled up into third as Carthagin runs by a half mile in 45 and 4 and turns for home in front. It's a 4-length lead over Lavandero, and it's another 6 lengths back to the rest, headed by Malekith and Returning Rock. Carthagin trying to get another furlong with Lavandero closing the gap and drifting to the far outside. These two 1-2 down to the wire, and Carthagin will hold on. Lavandero was second, and then came Yakov, who got third. Fourth close, maybe Returning Rock, in a photo with Malekith.
Carthagin takes the second race. Rafael Hernandez was in the irons for trainer Edward Coletti Sr. and owners Olympia Star Inc. Carthagin paid $4.60 to win. And we'll be right back with more racing after this.
Saturday, January 17th, is a true South versus North showdown. The competition heats up as the best thoroughbreds from Florida, Maryland, New York, and Pennsylvania hit the turf under the hot South Florida sun. Sunshine Millions Day, Saturday, January 17th, Gulfstream Park. Purchase a handicapper program or daily racing phone and receive a Sunshine Millions insulated tote bag while supplies last. $700,000 on the line. 5 huge stakes races, one unforgettable day. Saturday, January 17th. First race, 12:40 p.m.
Welcome back. Here's the third race, a $25,000 claimer. Fillies and Mares 4-year-olds and upward will be going 7 furlongs on the main track. Scratch the 3, the 4, and the 8.
They're all in line. They're off. You Never Learn had a good start on the far outside. Also out with speed is Midnight Rider, along with I'm a Kitten's Joy. And on the inside, Bluegrass Genius is close up to them. And Princess Toomey is coming through on the inside. And now these 5 are all bunched together. And they're well in front of Fantastic Voyage, who's far behind the field, 12 lengths off the lead. As they race past the 5-furlong pole, now it is Princess Toomey, who has come through an opening on the inside to gain the lead over Bluegrass Genius, while You Never Learn sits just off of them through a 23 opening quarter mile. And then comes Midnight Rider and I'm a Kitten's Joy, and it's still a good 10 lengths back to Fantastic Voyage. Around the far turn, Princess Toomey, Bluegrass Genius, these two noses apart on the lead. You Never Learned is just to their outside, 3 wide. I'm a Kitten's Joy 4 deep on the turn of 46 flat half mile. Then it's Midnight Rider, and still outrun is Fantastic Voyage, but getting a bit closer now. And they're coming toward the top of the stretch. And Bluegrass Genius has taken the lead. You Never Learned second to the outside. Princess Toomey is given way. And then it's I'm a Kitten's Joy, and Fantastic Voyage continues to make progress from far behind. But it is Bluegrass Genius in front close to home. You Never Learn trying to get by as Bluegrass Genius holds off You Never Learn and wins by a length and a half. Fantastic Voyage got up for third. Princess Toomey was fourth.
And Bluegrass Genius keeps You Never Learn at bay to take the third race. Miguel Vasquez was the winning jockey for trainer Jorge Navarro and owners White Wabbit Racing, LLC. Bluegrass Genius paid $14.60 to win. And on to the fourth race now. This is a $50,000 maiden claimer. 4-year-olds and upward will be sprinting 6 furlongs on the main track. Scratch the 1 and the 9.
They're off. Tangled start for Borseja Bold Summit came out running from the inside. Bold Summit to the front, and then it's Curlin's Gem and Have a Good Laugh heads apart second and third. Farther out comes Sounds Elusive, who's away running in fourth and 4 lengths off the lead early on. And then it's Wild Praise to the inside, and all the way the trailer Borseja is 7 lengths off the lead with a half mile to go. And it is Bold Summit. And Tyler Gaffleone quick out of the gate, ran a 22 3/4. They've got a 2.5 length lead over the favorite Curlin's Gem as they round the far turn. Then it's Have a Good Laugh, Sounds Elusive to the outside, followed by Wild Praise all the way is next. And Borseja is circling up 4 wide as they make their way toward the top of the stretch. And Curlin's Gem creeping up closer outside of Bold Summit. These two are going to turn for home together. They went 45 4 for a half. They're into the stretch, and it's Curlin's Gem on the outside to the front. Curlin's Gem, Bold Summit back into second on the rail, and then it's all the way, followed by Have a Good Laugh, Borseja and Wild Praise, but it's Curlin's Gem in control. Curlin's Gem and Joel Rosario win in hand. All the way was second, and then came Bold Summit and Have a Good Laugh.
Curlin's Gem, the even money favorite, is much the best in the fourth race. Curlin's Gem was ridden to victory by Joel Rosario for trainer Marty Wolfson and owner Martin Cherry. Curlin's Gem paid $4 for the win. And on to the fifth race now. This is an allowance with an optional claiming tag of $62,500. Fillies and Mares 4-year-olds and upward will be going a mile on the main track.
They're off. Got Lucky came out well from the far outside. Rebecca's Surprise with speed. Georgia is close up too, and then Elusive Fate on the inside, followed by Super Scoop. Quiet Hour is down at the rail, and in the back of the field is Silken Sequins as the field races out of the chute. And the leader is Georgia. Georgia has taken charge early and leads the way by just ahead. Super Scoop goes up between horses second. Rebecca Surprise third to the outside. And outside of them, it's Got Lucky. They went 24-3 for the first quarter. Elusive Fate is fifth on the inside, and she's 4 lengths off the lead, just ahead of Quiet Hour. Silken Sequence a long shot at the back of the field as they arrive at the half-mile pole. And it's Georgia to the inside. In front by a head over Super Scoop, and these two complete a half in 47-2 and head into the far turn, heads apart on the lead. Got Lucky is third and progressing on the outside. Then Rebecca Surprise along the rail. Elusive Fate's gonna need a way through. Quiet Hours keeping her pinned in at this stage, and Silken Sequence at the back of the field as they come toward the quarter pole. Super Scoop is in front. Got Lucky on the attack now in second. Elusive Fate gets going in third. Rebecca Surprise fourth, and then it's Quiet Hour, and they're into the stretch. It is Super Scoop, and on the outside, Got Lucky. Super Scoop trying to get another furlong. Got Lucky trying to get by her. Elusive Fate is third. Got Lucky to the front. Got Lucky from Super Scoop and Elusive Fate, and it's going to be Got Lucky and John Velasquez to win it by a length. Super Scoop was second. Elusive Fate was third. Quiet Hour was fourth.
And Got Lucky impressively takes the 5th race. John Velasquez was in the irons for trainer Todd Fletcher and owners Philip J. Steinberg and Hillendale Equine Holdings, Inc. And after the race, winning jockey John Velasquez talked about how Got Lucky showed much improvement in her 4-year-old debut.
Well, I think she definitely was a little bit better today in the sense that she broke okay. And she broke a little to the outside, being in the outside post, but she kind of recuperated right away. And got a nice, really position the first part of the race, which I thought she was going to be a little farther back, and she was a little closer. And I thought about it, I'm not going to take away what she's doing easy, and she was doing it really easy in the backstretch. So I just kind of let her alone, whatever she was comfortable, and then past the half-mile pole and make sure I stay with her, basically keep it a little bit busy, because I know she can be a little bit lazy. But the first part of the race was pretty easy, so now it was time for me to start keeping her mind in business then. But she did it really well. The horse on the lead was kind of getting her way, so I got busy around her in the 5-16 pole, and once I got to the horse on the lead, I know I was okay, though. She had a nice momentum going by the other horse, and she did it pretty easy.
Gulfstream Park is one of Florida's top entertainment destinations, mixing restaurants, clubs, a casino, and international boutique shops with world-class racing. In a lavish, sun-drenched setting with the feel of a Mediterranean village, Gulfstream is a leading year-round entertainment and tourist destination and the home of luxury residences in 2014. The Stronach family, owners of Gulfstream Park, is committed to the sport of thoroughbred racing and the grace, spirit, and generosity of the horse.
Here comes Capo Bastone with a bold late rally. Can Capo Bastone do it here? Yes, he did!
Capo Bastone with a tough customer and awfully fast on the inside. It's going to be Capo Bastone.
Capo Bastone, Grade 1 placed in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile at 2, and a Grade 1 winner at Saratoga at 3. New for 2015 at Adena Springs South.
The 6th race is a $12,500 maiden claimer. Fillies and mares 4-year-olds and upward will be sprinting 6 furlongs on the main track. One jockey change, Edgar Zayas will be aboard the 7 Mongolian Honey.
They're off. And it's Two-Pot House going out to the front. Fleeting Flossie on the inside, also out of the gate. Well, the way Belle Is came out in third, and then comes Mongolian Honey, followed between horses by Builder Jack and Perfect Biscuit down on the inside. Break of 2 to Where's the Prenup? Rosie's Faith is after that. And then comes Valid Wildfire, Easterbrook on the far outside, Gallant Lady, and Follow Me Dots at the back of the field as they race for the far turn. 23 flat was the first quarter for Fleeting Flossie and Corey Lannery. They lead the way a half a length. Right alongside is Builder Jack in second. Mongolian Honey circling up on the outside third. Break of 3 and Two-Pot House is dropped back in fourth. Here comes Where's the Prenup in gear now, and Where's the Prenup on the move from fourth. Also gaining ground is Gallant Lady, and they're coming toward the top of the stretch where it's Builder Jack in front. A 47 flat half mile, and Builder Jack turns for home and turns it on. Now it's a 4-length lead. Where's the Prenup is next, and then comes Gallant Lady, who has moved up into third. Farther out comes Mongolian Honey. The way Belle Is on the far outside, and Follow Me Dot along the rail, but Builder Jack wins it easily. Where's the Prenup was second, and then Gallant Lady and Follow Me Dot.
And Builder Jack runs off with the 6th race. Luca Panici was in the irons for trainer Giuseppe Iardisegna and owners Double Jack Investment LLC. Builder Jack paid $10.20 to win. And we're on to the 7th race now. This is a $20,000 maiden claimer. Fillies and Mares 4-year-olds and upward will be going a mile and a 16th on the turf course. Scratch the 3 and the 11, and one more jockey change. Edgar Prado will be aboard the 4 Race and Shine.
And we'll join this race in progress.
Ansiedad has the inside, now 6 lengths off the lead. Top Notch Blue and Jamie's Catch at the back of the field as they continue their way up the backstretch. And they're all in pursuit of Famous Sting. Famous Sting 3/4 of a length in front. Bay Road is second after a 49 and 3/2 mile. They race for the far turn. And then it's Race and Shine who's third on the inside. Quarla gets going with a 3-wide run, and here comes Quarla now to the outside into third as they round the far turn. Famous Sting the leader by a length. And then comes Race and Shine second, Quarla third. They've separated themselves 6 lengths from the others. La Bendecida Elsa is next, and circling up on the outside is Ansiedad as they come toward the top of the stretch. It's Famous Sting and Race and Shine, and the two of them turn for home together. Famous Sting on the inside, Race and Shine on the outside, and Race and Shine takes over the lead. And Famous Sting gives way second on the rail. They're followed by Quarla in third, and then it's Ansiedad. Coming down to the line, it is Race and Shine and Quarla. Race and Shine to win it. Then Quarla, Famous Sting, and Ansiedad fourth.
And Race and Shine is your 7th race winner. Edgar Prado gets the mount today, and he gets the win for trainer Patrick Reynolds and owner Brian Costello. Race and Shine paid $5.80 for her win. And now for the 8th race. This is a starter allowance with an optional claiming tag of $16,000. Fillies and Mares 4-year-olds and upward will be going a mile and a 16th on the turf course. Scratch the 3, the 7, and the 13.
They're off. Venus de Milo on the far outside with a good start. Bossy Gal came out running in second, and then comes Bargaining Table, who's away third to the outside as they race for the turn. One Penny Piece broke fourth and is in behind the leaders there as they go into the turn. A little bit headstrong up front. There's Venus de Milo. On the inside, saving all the ground is Hidden Turn, 4 lengths off the lead. Then it's a break of another 2 lengths more back to Electro Peg, followed on the outside by Wild Heiress, and then Done One down toward the rail. And then it's Miss Tappet CC in red as they race to the backstretch in 24 and 1/5 seconds. It is Venus de Milo up top and leading it by 2.5 now, with Bossy Gal running in second. One Penny Piece third to the inside. Then it's Bargaining Table fourth by another 2. Hidden Turn and Wild Heiress are after that. In behind them comes Electro Peg, and then Done One to the inside. Miss Tappet and CC in red at the back. 48 flat was the half mile as they race for the far turn. Venus de Milo on top by about a length now, with Bossy Gal edging up alongside now in second. Bargaining Table outside of them is third. Then it's One Penny Piece. Wild Heiress fifth on the outside. Done One sixth in behind Horses. And then it's Hidden Turn seventh along the rail, followed by Miss Tappet on the far outside. Electro Peg is next. And then comes CC in red, 3/4 and 1/12 and 2. And they're into the stretch, and it's Bossy Gal. Bossy Gal, One Penny Piece, coming through an opening on the inside and taking over. One Penny Piece and Bossy Gal, Done One, finishing fast on the far outside, but it's One Penny Piece. One Penny Piece and Javier Castellano to win. Done One was second, and then it was Bossy Gal in Hidden Turn.
And One Penny Piece takes the 8th race, giving jockey Javier Castellano his second win of the day. Philip Serpi was the winning trainer for owner Thomas Moran. One Penny Piece paid $7.60 to win.
A love of horses and a commitment to excellence have come together in the heart of Florida's Marion County. Owned by lifelong horseman Benjamin Leon Jr., Basilou Stables has assembled top-notch thoroughbreds, breeding and racing the champions of today and tomorrow. Breeders' Cup winner Royal Delta has thrilled the racing world with back-to-back wins in the Ladies' Classic. As a multi-year sponsor of the Fountain of Youth and the Florida Derby, Basilou Stables is a proud sponsor of Gulfstream Park.
Saturday, January 17th, it's a true South versus North showdown. The competition heats up as the best thoroughbreds from Florida, Maryland, New York, and Pennsylvania hit the turf under the hot South Florida sun. Sunshine Millions Day, Saturday, January 17th, Gulfstream Park. Purchase a handicapper program or daily racing form and receive a Sunshine Millions insulated tote bag while supplies last. $700,000 on the line. 5 huge stakes races, one unforgettable day. Saturday, January 17th. First race, 12:40 p.m.
The 9th race is a maiden special weight. 3-year-old fillies will be going 7.5 furlongs on the turf course. One scratch in here, that's your main track only participant. Act nicely.
They're off. Cosmic Harmony had a very good beginning. Britannia Penny away running in second, and then it's Stormy Alexis out third to the outside as they race for the turn. Squeezing through at the rail, 8P Bandera right in behind the leaders. Right Decision is there, and then comes Get Set Go to the inside, who settles back 5 lengths off the lead early on. And then comes Susie's Baby, followed by Tap It Out, and right behind them is Wealth Creation down on the inside as they race toward the backstretch. Sumizomi is next by another 2, and then it's Bombo Genesis, Tada Bozieux, and the trailer is Near My Heart. They went 24 and 2 for the quarter, and they're on to the backstretch with Cosmic Harmony out there in front 3/4 of a length. Britannia Penny is running in second, Stormy Alexis third to the outside. Then it's 8P Bandera, Right Decision between horses, Susie's Baby on the outside. Get Set Go and Tap It Out are together, and they've got 6 lengths to make up. Then it's back to Wealth Creation. Sumizomi is after that. Toward the inside, Bombo Genesis. And far behind, Tada Bozieux and Near My Heart. 49 and 2 for a half around the far turn. Cosmic Harmony, Britannia Penny. Outside of them, it's Stormy Alexis. And these 3 are now across the track. Susie's Baby is right behind them, running in 4th. Tap It Out, Right Decision. 8P Bandera behind horses. And on the inside is Get Set Go. They're into the stretch. It is Britannia Penny to the outside, Stormy Alexis. And now Stormy Alexis to the front from Britannia Penny. Tap It Out's finishing fast on the outside, and so too Bombo Genesis. They're both flying late. It's Tap It Out coming the best. Tap It Out coming the best to win. And then it's a photo, Stormy Alexis or Bombo Genesis, followed by Susie's Baby.
And Tap It Out makes a strong rally on the outside to get up in a very exciting finish and take the 9th race. Tap It Out was ridden to victory by Gabe Saez for trainer Alan Goldberg and owner Richard Santulli. Tap It Out paid $22.80 to win. And after the race, winning jockey Gabe Saez detailed his trip and explained how confident he was in Tap It Out even before the race.
Well, first of all, she did broke a little stall when she got going, and I just kind of relaxed with her. I was really confident. I worked last week, and like I told him, I was just confident with him and let do his thing around the back stretch. And when he come out running, and I swing it to the outside, he saw that clear, and I respond really well, and she got to get the job done, so it's good.
We close out our Thursday card with the 10th race, a starter allowance with an optional claiming tag of $16,000. 4-year-olds and upward will be going a mile and a 16th on the turf course. Scratch the 4, the 5, the 11, the 13, the 14, and the 15. Also, one jockey change. Edgar Zayas will be aboard the 6 Lasso.
They're off. Too Wild for Words bounces out of there quickly. On the outside is Special Selection, and now up the rail Lasso, and Lasso and Special Selection take over, and these 2 speed out from the others. And then Too Wild for Words, who sits back in 3rd after an alert start. Break of another 4 lengths to Open Outcry. They're being followed by Say Nene to the inside, and then to the outside comes Aroni as they make their way to the backstretch. And then comes Best Actor, who was 3rd last early, and at the back of the field, Global Glow and Duke 23 and 1 was the opening quarter mile. Onto the backstretch they go. Lasso is the leader. Lasso on top, joined on the outside by Special Selection. These 2 go along quickly to up the backstretch, and they're 6 lengths ahead of the rest. Up into 3rd is Open Outcry. Aroni is 4th to the outside, and now Best Actor gets underway outside of Too Wild for Words. Then comes Say Nene, Global Glow in between horses, and Duke to the inside. 46 and 2 was the half mile. And the leader is Lasso. Special Selection is second as they go into the turn. Now they're a length and a half apart, and they're 4 lengths ahead of Open Outcry. Best Actor gets going on the outside. Best Actor now takes 3rd, within 5 lengths of the leaders and is gaining ground. Aroni's under a drive, and then comes Too Wild for Words and Global Glow. They're all trying to come and get Lasso at the top of the stretch. Lasso turns for home in front. Here's Best Actor closing the gap on the outside in second. Open Outcry Cry is third. They come into the final furlong with Lasso and Best Actor. These two will decide it. Lasso, Best Actor. Lasso holding off Best Actor. Lasso does it. Best Actor was second, and then came Aroni, followed by Too Wild for Words and Global Glow.
And Lasso holds off Best Actor to take the 10th race. Edgar Zayas, who picked up this mount today, gets the win for trainer Jorge Navarro and owners White Wabbit Racing LLC. It's the second win for those two as well. Lasso paid $5.20 to win. And here are the payouts from our exotic wagers. The pick 4 of 4 paid $231.20. The pick 5 of 5, $12.60. 5 of 5, $1,159.20. And the Rainbow 6 of 6 paid $689.04. There will be a $50,000 guaranteed jackpot pool going into Friday's card. That's going to do it for Thursday's card. Tomorrow is Friday, and we have 10 more races for you and a couple of really nice allowances on the card. In the 8th race, Todd Pletcher brings in 2 fillies coming off their maiden-breaking victories. Eskin for Money romped here by more than 9 lengths on December 10th to break her maiden and just her second start on dirt, while Genre comes in off a game-head victory up at Aqueduct to break her maiden in just her first start over a fast main track. Later on in the 9th race, we're going to see Escaper from the Ian Black Barn. He's going to be dropping down to the allowance rakes after running in 6 straight stakes races. Last time out, he was second in the El Prado Stakes to Mishawish, who came right back to win the Grade 2 Fort Lauderdale Stakes here last weekend. Escaper is a Grade 2 winner in his own right. He won the Connaught Cup up at Woodbine last May. That and more to watch out for tomorrow. I'll see you here at Gulfstream. Thanks for watching Thoroughbred Action. I'm Katie Stazak.